Hello again, everyone. This is Larry at the Best, and reminding you, what you feel you attract, what you imagine you become, what you say you see. We have been talking about the anatomy of a speech, the anatomy of words, the parts of our anatomy that have a direct impact on the results we produce in our lives. And I refer to them as destiny triggers: your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your nose, and what else did this? All right, the 5 physical senses, you know where they are. So, anyway, in the last few sessions, we've been talking about James Allen's quote from As a Man Thinketh, which actually happens to be one of my favorite books of all times. I remember when I was first introduced to the book back in the late 80s, I listened to the audio cassette of As a Man Thinketh that I had been every day. I mean, for many, many months. I memorized almost the whole book. And as I go through it now, I can still spew a bunch of it out. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is this. This book is really powerful, and I've been going through it recently because, like I told you, I decided to listen to the tape sometime in the past week, and it just kind of reminded me of how the principles and the ideas in As a Man Thinketh apply to what we've been talking about. So recently, I've been talking about this quotation right here: under effect on circumstances. A man only begins to be a man when he ceases to whine and revile and commences to search for the hidden justice which regulates his life. And as he adapts his mind to that regulating factor, he ceases to accuse others as the cause of his condition and builds himself up in strong and noble thoughts. Ceases to kick against circumstances, but begins to use them as aids to his more rapid progress and as a means of discovering the hidden powers and possibilities within him. Translation is this: you know, when you and I get to the point where we basically cut everything else out. In other words, you look at yourself, you realize that, you know, I can't feel anything. I can't experience anything unless I allow it in through my destiny triggers, through my 5 physical senses. When you and I realize that, all of a sudden we start realizing that we have a lot more control over the experiences we have in our lives than we have realized. And really what it boils down to is this: the challenge is, what I'm sharing with you is easier said than done. But what this saying does do is it helps us become more aware. Because once we become more aware of what's going on, then we can start interrupting the conditioned patterns that have kept us where we are for a long time. As I've shared with you recently, one of the things that has been happening for me is that when I get in a zone where I'm not supposed to be, sometimes I might not be able to get myself out of it right away, but at least I'm aware of the fact of what's going on. And what that does for me is it helps me become more aware, so that the next time now, I don't spend as much time where I don't need to be. And basically, that's what James Allen is saying right here. It says, and commences to search for the hidden justice which regulates his life. And I'm here to tell you that that hidden justice is the way you feel, the pictures you imagine, and the words you speak silently to yourself. So I'm going to wrap it up here for now, and we'll pick it up again. Now remember, since you're going to see what you say, consciously say what you want to see, and I'll talk to you soon. Ciao.